There are 3 stages of semen retention that I'm going to talk about real quick. And most of you guys are stuck in this first stage, and most of you guys never get out of this first stage. The first stage of semen retention that most of you guys do not get out of is the stage of the ego. This is the phase where you guys really think that you can have 1 foot in and 1 foot out. So this is a stage where most of you guys still party, right? You still entertain low vibrational shit. You still entertain low vibrational women. This is a stage where you guys go on 30-day streaks, 60-day streaks, and then you go out to the club and then you talk about, the validation that you got while there, all the women that were staring at you, this happened, that happened. All these things really fuel your ego. Once you go long enough on this journey, you're gonna understand that all these things, they're just there to validate you. A lot of guys, before they find semen retention, they were pretty much invisible, right? When they went out in public, they were invisible, they had no presence. So, okay, they get on a little streak, okay? They get on a couple months, couple weeks, and all of a sudden people are giving them attention, and women are paying attention, women are looking at them, and this is fueling their ego. Most guys, having come from nothing, and all of a sudden they're getting attention from women who they weren't getting attention before, for example. Well, guess what? They're gonna dabble, right? They're going to experiment. They're gonna hook up with that woman. So this is a stage where people are using semen retention to have their cake too, right? So they're still trying to dabble in the 3rd dimension. It's a new experience for them, right? This is all ego validating. And most guys stay in this phase. Now, guys, I could drag this on and sit there and make every single stage fucking 10 minutes, but I'm not gonna do that. I think it's a waste of time. I think when you really understand something, it should be simple. I'm not here to make drawn out semen retention videos. This is not why I came to YouTube. I'm here to relay a concise message and for you guys to understand it, and move on. You know what I mean? You don't need to be out here wasting time on 30-minute videos on semen retention. I'm never gonna make you guys watch a 30-minute video on semen retention. So with that being said, on to the next phase. This next phase is a phase of the seeker. So you've done the ego phase. You've noticed that it's all validation. It's a pattern, it's repetitive. You release after 60 days, 90 days, then you start back. It's the same pattern, the same low vibrational people who are giving you attention, right? I always mention this. Around the 6-month mark and beyond is when you start attracting higher frequency people, and you notice that you stop attracting the lower vibrational people that you would usually attract in the beginning of your journey, right? So the first month, the first 2 months, maybe the first 3 months, because everyone's at a different part of their journey. I don't know who jerked off a lot. I don't know who jerked off starting at age 12 versus, some of you guys probably started late. You're at different points of your journey, so the recovery process is going to be a little different, right? How fast you see certain, benefits, it's going to be a little bit different. This is more of a phase where you're kind of trying to figure out your identity within this semen retention journey. So, okay, I can't do this stuff anymore. So what am I? You know what I mean? So where you're kind of, this is a stage, you're kind of in limbo. So who am I? What am I doing? What's my life gonna look like if I can't do any of this stuff? Because this is all society's doing. This is all that society's promoting. Where do I fit in? This is a stage where you're gonna start looking for information. So you're gonna be really absorbing, a lot of data, a lot of new knowledge is gonna be coming to you. This is where you start to see people make, really interesting changes in their lives. So whether it's fitness, diet change, obviously your mentality is going to shift. The knowledge you're taking in, the spiritual knowledge, you're gonna be questioning things, so on and so forth. You're going to be trying to reconstruct yourself, if that makes sense. So who am I and how am I going to fit in this new world that you're now, creating for yourself, because you've seen the pattern and you don't want to go back to that shit. What's next? Most guys don't really make it to this phase, right? But the ones that do, based on my perception and what I've noticed, in my opinion, the guys that make it to this phase and ride it out, they're the ones who it's permanent. It's wraps, a year, 2 years, 3 years comes soon after. And this leads us to the acceptance phase, which is huge. I'm currently in the phase of acceptance. I'm deep within that phase. It will get to a point to where you've accepted everything for what it is. This phase, in my opinion, is usually very permanent. Sure, you can release and have a child, but things are never going to be the same for you. You're going to quickly get back on, where you left off. In this phase, your truths are going to matter more than the truths that society tell you. I've come to understand and realize that the majority of the things that are widely considered as truth, right? The medical industry is pushing it. Who knows? General media is pushing it. I've come to understand that most of these things are usually false, right? Real truth, it's usually completely opposite. And I know this sounds a little cookie cutter because you hear these things all the time, but this is true. This is real. Nutrition, we're told to eat one way when it's not how you're really supposed to be eating. Fitness, you're told to train, you're told this can't work. Doing this is not going to work, but something else is completely working. And the thing with this phase is that you've got so much time to yourself because you've cut out so much, nonsense that you have time to actually validate things for yourself. Me being me, if I see something and it's with my eyes and I can repeat it over and over and over again, it becomes a truth until someone else can come in or something else can come in and debunk what it is that I believe. And I'm not someone who has any attachment to truth. The truth is the truth regardless. Someone comes in and invalidates something that I believe in, I'm quick to adapt. Okay, so framework, change the framework, move on, adapt. After doing that for so many years, just adapting, I've come to, again, I don't think I know everything, but I've come to really accept what it is that I believe is the truth for what it is. This is a very objective mindset for me, This acceptance phase is huge because, again, you can be around a bunch of people who are drinking and they might laugh at you or say anything weird, but again, you don't drink, you don't do certain things. I don't care what you're doing. You know what I mean? I don't mind looking weird. I don't care. I've accepted things for what they are. I understand where the people around me are at. Most people are going to stay in the ego phase. It's not my responsibility to get them out of it. Most people, humans are really, they're really attached to their things, and it is what it is. So if I'm going to be the subject of attacks because I'm doing things a little bit different, I don't care. You know what I mean? It is what it is. If you have a $10 million net worth and people don't believe that you have that net worth, do you care? Well, no, because you actually have it on the back end, and that's all that matters. It's real. You have it on the back end. You know what I mean? If you're wearing a baggy t-shirt and you're fit and people don't believe you, do you care? No, because you actually have it. You know what I mean? It doesn't really matter what they think. So acceptance, this phase is huge. You're not going to feel like you're missing out on anything. And this phase of acceptance is where a different type of confidence comes in. I mean, think about it. In this phase, you're so sturdy because you've accepted everything around you for what it is. That do you think that someone can really mess with your confidence? You know what I mean? You don't care. You're genuinely detached from the opinions of anybody around you. You can't really fake the confidence that comes from that.